Irena, we share the same conviction, I guess, and the same images. And Indra, I'm not an engineer also. I'm an anthropologist, in fact. And I'm working independently for more than 10 years in tech and in the development in technology from a user centricity. So humanities are the core of my job. So I came to AA through a meeting with a data scientist that needed to integrate the humanities into the development of his algorithm. So in the few minutes available, I would like you to show what women in the humanities field came to intelligence artificial. Okay, today we are very agree that data science is not only made of computational or statistical or information science, but also needs and integrates humanities as such as linguistics, systemic, semiotic, and anthropology. I will show you the impact of this integration of humanities and in a sense of a woman in our research development and how it impacts our development of our product. So from the research point of view, we started with true principles that are not really taken into consideration today in data science. The first one is that quality is not an emergent property of quantity. This means that performance does not only come from the volume, but also from the quality of the data and the algorithm design. In LLP, in particular, a lot of energy is now spent on making the biggest models from China, from Google, from everybody. They want to do the biggest possible, but very little work on the representativeness of this model and the condition of selecting the data into them. So this strong belief is that the larger the learning corpus is, the better the performance is. And it's true in a sense, but it's very limited vision because it is not taken into account what also eventually create intelligence, the particularity and the diversity. The second principle that conduct our research is pragmatic. For us, pragmatic is the key. The pragmatic in AI is, and in anthropology also, is the context of the emergence of a signal. A signal could be a sentence, an image, a picture. And we strongly believe that is the future progress of EA. We spend a lot of time thinking about the purpose of our algorithm. First, we don't stop on the 100% of performance. We always introspected. What should our algorithm be used for? What does it need to do according to the principle of the right proportionality of research to needs? And what can it solve, bring, and what it cannot, in fact. Then the pragmatic is also the context of the data that the algorithm is not able to capture. The context of elocution, for example, the symbolic context, the culture behind a signal that a human native of a culture will know instinctively and you know how we interpret it, but the machine can do not that for the moment. And then our third principle for our research is ethic is tangible. And for that, I will just show you something. So Unbias is a startup. And in France, we can create what we call une société à mission, thanks to la loi Pacte 2019. And this mission is in the statute of the society of our company. And our mission is the development of a peaceful society. So what it does mean is to contributing of the promotion and appropriation and development of ethical tools for data science, is structuring the certification of ethical tools and eco-designing its solution. So the notion, before to show you Unbias, but just a few words on peaceful society, what does it mean? It's important to us because it's another way to talk about ethic, in fact, less from a moral point of view, but more in the pragmatic point of view. So this question of peaceful society is, how can technology help the emergence of tools that help us humans to live well together? So now I would like to tell you about the fact that I am an anthropologist and the impact of that on the development of our product. Anthropology has taught me how to make cultures interact, as I mentioned. And AI is not just a techie deal, not anymore. We have to take a real step from this culture of AI, like a technical culture, just like an object. It's had to be more with human things, and we have to integrate a lot of another science and skill, and probably soft skill too. That is why the discovery phase of the creation of a new product for us is just an algorithm, is very important. We spend a lot of time talking to scientists from other fields and ours, to the civil society, activists, and almost of potential consumer, even before to have the concept of the algorithm. So to finish, let me introduce unbiased. So sorry for the non-tech people, but it's just something like maybe very abstract for you. But this is the first technical solution to be able to reduce, to tackle the gender bias into the model. So by reducing the bias intensity, we drastically reduce the discriminatory risk, in fact, of the bias. It is known that models reproduce and amplify bias, because we need bias, in fact, to have a good information. But the problem is the amplification of this bias. So even we have a lot of good intention, building a responsible and an efficient model is quite difficult for us. So this algorithm processes as a statement. As you see, the little point are sentences, in fact, and he just evaluate if this sentence is more than female gender or from male gender. He reduces the intensity of the treatment given to a man compared to a woman, or the quite opposite. And what is important is that he preserves the linear property of the sentence. So the inference is still understandable. And it preserves the statistical properties of your models and the semantics of your corpus. It's totally scalable. It's built for very high speed and scale up without variance. So, and this algorithm is eco-designed and totally transparent, auditable. So there is an extremely low computational cost and energy cost. So beyond checking all the boxes of the responsible design, there is no excuse for data scientists to test our algorithm. And that is very important for us to do that. So just to finish, let me show an example of how this algorithm can work more concretely. For example, this is the chatbot of INSEE, that is a statistic tool of the French state. So, for example, sorry, is it French, but en cas de maladie des enfants, les mères peuvent prendre un congé garde d'enfants. He changed the word mothers in parents, which is more neutral. Qui est le chef de famille? He changed the phrase, the sentences. Qui prend les décisions pour la famille? Who is making decision for the family, and not what is the family chief? Chief, it's a masculine word in French. And you know this tool, Google Trad, and what Google Trad said, they said the nurse entered the rooms and gave me my medication. You understand that the nurse is a man, but when you translate it in French, you transform the nurse into a woman. So, and I will stop that because I see Candice, so I think that my time's up. Thank you for listening, and I hope that I show you what a woman can do in EA very concretely. Thank you.